to start this conference off by talking about the unwanted babies. You know, we never truly know what's best for us. It's so rare whether we want to admit it or not. We think we know, but in reality, we typically never do. You see, my last pregnancy with my fifth baby, others would see some smiles, whether in person or on social media. However, most of them were probably faked or forced. The majority of my pregnancy was spent in fear and anguish and pain, as I was also going through a very traumatic divorce. And I will talk later that I ended up remarrying my husband in obedience to God. But it was an emotional pain that was so deep that it caused me a different type of physical pain that I'd never want to have to experience again. My older 4 children watched me endure it, and this is painful to admit, but there was a small handful of moments I had laid curled up on the floor in the fetal position, asking God to naturally take the baby from me. I couldn't see beyond the pain and the heartache. Never once did I think of terminating the pregnancy, but I questioned God to naturally correct the mistake that wasn't supposed to be. That's how low I was. But how incredibly wrong I was. How foolish, how scared, how selfish, and just painfully wrong. God had to allow me to walk through some deep, hellish trenches alone, for a reason. But a mighty purpose was unfolding before me every single day. You see, that baby, who's now 3, was one of the best, most grand gifts I've ever been given. And my family of 7 still looks at him in awe every day at how blessed we are for him. So today, I'm more thankful for the prayers God did not fulfill for me than the ones he did. And also to the prayers that he answered in a 180-degree response to the selfish ones that I had asked him for. So I tell you all, if you're walking through hell right now, allow God to use it for his glory. You just may come out on the other side carrying buckets to put out others' flames one day. So our first speaker today has not only become my best friend and business partner, but she is a former Planned Parenthood clinic director and the author of national bestseller Unplanned, now a movie, which exposes the evils of Planned Parenthood. She is the world's leading pro-life advocate, sharing her life-changing experiences for women, men, and unborn babies worldwide. But as much as she's known for advocating for the unborn, what most of you don't know is what she does behind the scenes. Not just with her nonprofits of helping those leave the abortion industry, but rather helping families after the baby comes. What you don't hear is that she and her husband, Doug, have taken over a dozen women into their own home with their 8 children to help them when they had nobody else there. What you don't hear is how she helps families with their rent, their bills, their groceries, their vehicles. She truly shows up and shows out when there's literally no other way. What you don't hear or get to see, that despite being a lioness and one of the most physically and mentally strongest women I've ever met in my entire life, she has one of the most empathetic, tender, selfless, and compassionate hearts. She cares, she listens intently, and honestly, she doesn't want the recognition for it. She's the type to do something life-changing for someone, but doesn't want to talk about it or give it any attention because she does it to do it. She has fully surrendered herself as a servant to God and to only be used as his humble vessel. I'm so proud to stand here and introduce you to the woman who has forever transformed my life by simply being a part of it. So without further ado, help me welcome the one and only Abby Johnson.
All right, that was too kind.